go for me? Tell me how long you love for me.
Peace, it's Uncle Moon and you're watching The Dark Side of the Moon. Today's episode is called Love's Not Lost. If you are new to my channel, this is where we talk about the esoteric, magic, you can call it the spiritual realm, and just kind of tie that into what's going on in your current life. So with today's episode, I'm entitling Love's Not Lost because I feel as though I pick up on a lot of energies, and I pick up on the energy of the planet. You know, I'm also living it, you know, so I feel it my damn self in my own life. And if you watched the episode prior to this, we talked about Zion and how this next phase of life is just more so gonna be like energetically on some shit, like a left and right, you know, like pain and joy kind of, they're one in the hand, they're one and the same, you know. So what I've been picking up on and going through myself is just like I'm choosing me at the end of the day. So with that being said, what that looks like is just me choosing what I want to do with my life and choosing love for myself and love just in general, just choosing to be that and an embodiment of that. So something I've been experiencing is just with that being my goal and everything that I do, there's like a large majority of people who are like not with that. And with that being said, they walk away, you know. And I've had people walk away just because I stood up for myself. And it was just like, hey, I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be kind, I'm gonna be loving, but I'm not gonna let you walk over me. So here's what you're not gonna do. Here's what you're gonna do. I'm not like going around telling people what to do, you know, but it's still just like a mutual respect, you know. Like if I feel as though you're hurting me or like you're treating me a way that I want to be treated and I speak up about it and you still don't want to, you know, like give me some kind of reciprocity of energy, like you want to be treated nice, you want to be treated a certain way, like a communication, like that's all you have to do, communicate. And that's how you really see who's for you, who's really not for you. Because like the person who's for you, you ask a request, as long as it's not like out of this world, like it shouldn't be that hard to fulfill, you know? And that's kind of like where I'm coming from with this one. Is like, love's not lost. Even though you have set up boundaries for yourself and you have now ventured off into this new realm, this new world, and people can't venture in with you in your journey, there will be people who will venture with you in your journey. And love isn't really lost, it just takes on a new form. So therefore, this message is really about keeping your head up and knowing that just around the corner, everything's gonna change. And it'll be the blink of an eye. And all you really have to do is sit there and continue to build your foundation and continue to strive for what you know is right. Yeah, go ahead and whip out your blunts, whip out your tea, your water, whatever it is that you feel that you need in this exact moment in time. Because we about to vibe out, we're gonna have some conversations and just, you know, get this message from spirit. Just enjoy it. Lighting a blunt for me, it's like, it's how I approach life. It's like that sense of balance on all sides. That if you burn it too much, it's like you're not gonna get the right burn all the way through. And yeah, it might take some time, but fuck it. You know, I'm about to have my blunt burned the right way, or is this not the right way? You know? So like I always want to start my readings now. I want to get the energy right, because I can't have you sitting here watching me and you not feeling okay. You're here for a reason, you know? So I'm gonna help you with your energy. So with that being said, let's get this popping. Alright, so what I want you to do is take a deep breath in as soon as I hit this. And I'm gonna count to 3, and you're gonna hold that breath in. And when I get to 3, you're gonna let it out. So, you know the rules. 3. I ain't started from the backwards way. 1, 2, 3. Let it out. 1, 2, 3. Let it out. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. So, as you're probably feeling, if you participated, you have a lot more clarity. You can hear me. You're a lot more relaxed, which is important, because how can you hear a message if you're not relaxed? So, to start this off, before I start talking about Love's Not Lost, I want to go ahead and pull a card and start off the reading. But from my Monday tarot, you know. So, I don't know if anybody else is feeling this, but summer's gonna be heated. It's gonna be on some shit, you know? And I want y'all to stay protected. I want y'all to stay wise and open and just ask for clarity, you know? Ask for clarity in every situation that you go through, because you wanna make sure that you make the right choices. Because summertime is gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a very flourishing time. But if you're not choosing your cards wisely, you might mess some shit up. But I don't want to freak y'all out or nothing, you know. This is why I'm here. Speaking of, why I pull this card. Hierophant, by the way. I finally came up with a time which is best for me to drop videos. I'm really trying to do everything I said I want to do, because there's a lot that I really want to do. I'm not just out here just like, oh, doing everything, because like, why is he doing everything? Because I fucking love to do it, you know? I love to draw, I love to paint, I love to record, I love to produce. Mixing, I only learned how to mix because like I had to, and I was just like, I'm not gonna be paying all these people all this money when I can just learn how to do it myself. But actually I have found a liking to it, so I'm not gonna like I don't like it. But just overall, anything, like my favorites, my top 3 I can say is like, I really love to draw. That's not over recording music though. Like I love being an artist. Like I love being able to sing and rap. That's my number 1. But drawing is second. And then like, I love skateboarding. Even though it's not like the art form, but like it's still an art form. I can't say it's not an art form. And even though I can't really do like I can't do a lot of tricks. I can do a lot of tricks. They're just not more so the tricks where that you have to toss your board different directions and shit. I'm more so like a bull rider. Like I can get in a bowl and teach your ass some shit. I be feeling like a whole ass demon going through there, just like the wind flowing through there, and I just feel like that's just in my zone, you know. I have no clue what I started talking about that for. There was a reason behind me saying that. It's probably gonna come back. Spirit is probably like, get to that reading board. What you doing? What you talking about? Nonetheless, I got the Hierophant card. This is such a beautiful deck, by the way. It's called Money Tarot again. I'm still learning. I've heard about the Hierophant though. Definitely heard of it at a lot of readings. The planet here is the sign is Taurus. The keywords here are conventional, institution, tradition, stay woke, The Hierophant calls on you to honor the traditions in your life, whether large or small. Honoring rituals can help you feel grounded. At this time, you are drawn towards joining a group, a community, or organization that has certain rules you'd have to follow. By joining these groups, you will have to broaden your scope and expand your knowledge. Strength in numbers allows you to feel a sense of acceptance, unity, and identity. Look to your lineage of ancestors or religion to shine light on the wisdom of your past. The Hierophant guides you on your spiritual journey through unity and community, rituals with rules, and structure in societies. Be prepared to absorb as much information as you can. Higher learning leads to a better understanding of your higher self. So, ironically, we are doing just that. This is my community here. I'm still trying to decipher on what to call y'all. Like, Wolfpack has always been in my heart though. It's like wolf and then pack is spelled P-A-K. It's like a pack of cars, pack of us. all in this bitch. What's poppin'? Even though I don't say bitch like that, so excuse me. I'm really trying to steer away from shit like that, but nonetheless, I'm gonna get back to this. Community. I've been really drawn to community as of lately. These last couple months, not so much. I've really just been in my own life zone, just been healing. Had a lot of shit happen to me, but I'm in the same bubble nonetheless. But I'm more so trying to create a community. I've really been trying to create one these last 2 to 3 years, but like, oh, there goes my camera. I don't know what the fuck happened. That should not bad. Should be turned off on me. Why are you turning off? Anyways, yeah, I've just been creating a community, and learning how to do that and what morals I should stand on. And I really just don't understand, like, I've come to the understanding this, like, everybody's fucking powerful. Like, there is no, like, someone on top of nobody else. Everybody has their own individual powers and their power sets that they can tap into. So that's really what I want to encourage in the community that I'm creating. But I also want to encourage a lot of love. I really want to get away from the kind of hate culture that was created. Like, I'm a part of it, like, you know, I came out being an artist and wanted to be an artist. I was doing and saying everything everybody else is saying, you know. I was once there, and I still had little bits and pieces of me that were still, like, in that zone. But I also had, like, an understanding of me that, like, I'm not finna go and shoot nobody. I'm not finna go and talk about shit that I ain't doing. I'm not finna encourage a culture that has been ultimately damaging to all of us. Like, whether you're in it or not, like, it has an effect. And, like, you see that now, like, it's affecting all of us. Why do we want to keep creating this shit? You know? And we're creating it because the people on top are like, yo, this is what you should do, and this is what you can do to make money, you know? And, like, that quick money, it you know, as African Americans, I'm not gonna say every African American, but a large majority of us come from, like, not having a lot of, like, financial status. Like, it is what it is. And, you know, we see the pretty money sitting in front of us, and we're like, oh, I'm gonna go grab that. So by any means, that has been the quote, not the quotation, but the quote. By any means necessary, you know? And a lot of people took that a little bit too far. By any means necessary, like selling our own people, pillaging, raping, like shooting niggas, like it's just, there's really no reason for us to be doing all that shit. Like, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't even help the person doing it. Like, it looks like it does, but it really don't. It just puts you in a place where mentally you're fucked up, you know? And it's just like, I don't want that to be what the community that I'm creating is. So I really took a lot of time to be to myself and to be able to heal myself and to be in a confident zone of mind where it's just like, yeah, let's create something different. And then like, even if nobody's supporting me, like I'm still doing this shit, and I'm gonna continue doing this shit because that's just what I want, you know. That's what I want for the world. That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for the communities that are around me, you know, the people who are around me. Like, that's the kind of community I really want to be a part of. Despite, you know, my my older music, like recent stuff I dropped, like I'm really just exploring myself and understanding that reality of like, there's a war and then there's peace, and there's like, there's a dark side of me and there's a light side of me, and like I experience myself on a daily, so like I know who I am. Like I know, like if I were to get in a fight, like you would see a different side of me. Like I got a wolf side, like I am a wolf at the end of the day, but like I'm still majestic and honorable in my opinion, and I try to be, because I would want that same energy returned back to me, you know. But like at the same time, I'm not gonna pretend like my dark side doesn't exist, you know. I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't done shit, you know. But I just take accountability and then learn from those situations, like I've said before, you know. And just don't do shit that I've already learned not to do. And I want my community to stand on that shit, dog. So I know that I had to be that first. So that's why I really don't be out like that. I really just been inside and just creating my world, and just like creating my mind and getting in my mind and seeing what didn't need to be there. So with that being said, love's not lost. It just took on a new form. Just like you take on new forms, you know, you're a phoenix, and you'll continue to grow even past where you are now and past where you'll grow into. So, you know, being in a community that uplifts you as you transform is the type of community that I'm trying to create, you know. Well, it's just love, you know, and instead of people looking down on other people for people going through shit, people are handing a handout, you know, like I'm giving you my hand, here's my hand, grab it. If you feel like you need me to, I will put you on my back and I will carry you if your legs do not work in that particular moment, you know. And I'm not gonna let people walk over me now. Like I've already gotten bit by that, you know, by trying to help people out too much, and then people just kind of step on you like a stepping stool. That's dead. But like the community I'm am creating is essentially not even going to be a place where I have to like worry about that, because you don't have to worry about that, I don't have to worry about that, because we all doing this shit for love and the continuation of a fucking planet that's not fucking leeching off of everybody, you know, like a planet that understands that we are all in this together. Like we are no different than anybody that you're interacting with, so why would you treat yourself bad? Why are you treating yourself bad? Why are you treating yourself like this? You know. Nonetheless, love's not lost. So let's continue this reading. I'm gonna grab, I can't talk all day, couldn't talk. I've been stuttering over my words. I think it's just because this is a period of rest for me until the 7th, which is tomorrow. You know, all that Mercury retrograde and then fucking eclipse and then the pull-up moon, and it's just like all at once. even my eyes over here, like I'm make sure to like work on myself daily, but I was still like, yo, what the fuck? Everybody leave me alone. Everybody leave me alone right now. But still, nonetheless, I smoked that whole thing, the whole fucking 3 to 4 weeks of like energy. I was just like, look, dog, I'm gonna work on myself. I'm gonna get all the parts of myself that I know that I can transform, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that while this energy is present. You know, it may be painful, but I'm gonna go into the dark so I can get to the light, you know, of myself, and be able to provide the energy that I know I want to provide, but I still come from shit, you know, like, that's what it is. Two of Wands, the Sun, and the King of Wands, which is upside down. Everything else is upright. My camera is, yeah, okay, so it's recording. Cool. There's gonna be like a part of the video where the camera wasn't working in 2 seconds. But I want to be able to show the cards a little bit more. Still learning this shit. How I want everything to go. None of that matters. Two of Wands. Again, you know that how to really read cards, which what I'm learning. It's like numerology. Like you take the numerology and you take the type of like whatever it's talking about. So I still gotta do research. I gotta make time for that. So Two of Wands. The keywords here are advance, explore, prospects. A new world is calling your name, and you are confidently stepping forward, ready to see what's next. There is an enticing path led before you, and you have conceptualized a plan to take action and progress towards your bigger ambitions. However, you're faced with leaving your comfort zone to venture off into unfamiliar territory. The big picture is clear, and you know what you are capable of, bold and fearless. As you step into your own personal power, you enable others to do the same. Making the decision to leave the comfort of home is not always easy, but can be necessary for your personal growth. Take the risk and have a backup plan. You will learn so much about yourself and discover the world in so many ways. As J.R.R. Tolkien wrote, "Not all those who wander are lost." Look, that's funny. I'm not even surprised. Everything I said is on that card. Everything. From the confidence to the path before you just being a place that's bigger, from the part of, you know, me stepping into creating my community and passing that energy along to somebody else. Like, you evolve, I evolve, we all evolve, and that's the community. Like, that's it. And that quote, I've seen this quote so much. Not all those who wander are lost. Such a powerful quote, because just how I've been these last couple months, I've had a goal in mind, but I also knew that like I can't just be sitting there chasing my goal my whole entire life. Like, I gotta live life, you know? And so I chose to wander and, you know, just allow things to happen to me versus trying to control every aspect. And just, and as I did that, I just wandered through life, just, you know, keeping good energy, making my money, eating good, and just seeing how my vision was like coming together. Like, I wasn't lost. I still knew what I wanted, but I was still wondering because I didn't necessarily know how to get there all the way, you know. I just knew that if I did the stuff that I wanted to do for my career, you know, I would learn how to get there, you know. Like, it's gonna happen as I'm wondering. Like it's, let me paint the picture for you, honestly. I'm going to paint the picture, and you're going to be watching the person watching the person painting the picture. I mean, what the fuck? Anyways, so you see a mountain, right? And you're like, I've always wanted to go to the top of that mountain. And so you know your destination. You already see it. Now you know which direction to walk into, so you're walking in. But what you didn't see was the path that you had to go through, and that it wasn't just a straight path, and that there were multiple paths to take to get there, and some of these paths intertangled with these, you know what, fuck it, the camera turned off again. I don't know why it's doing that, but fuck it. Y'all see the cards and I pull it out. I also didn't show the Two of Wands. This is the Two of Wands. So yeah, like, the paths, they all intertangle eventually. and some paths just completely disappear. It's just like you run into a fucking, like I took this path to get to this nice what do you call those? I guess I call like the little small ponds or the waterfalls, you know. I took a path that led to that, but there was no other path to get to the top. I had to go and take another path to get to the top. But the waterfall allowed me to take a break, and that break allowed me to keep going forward. And the waterfall also healed me, you know. It healed me. And so with that being said, it gave me energy so I can hit that path again with the same amount of speed that I started off with. But you're wondering, remember, you don't know which path is going to take you directly to the top, but you're taking all these paths and they're inherently going to leave their own, they're going to leave their own mark on you, either way it goes, you know. I'm thinking about it for later on. I might just not put the video from the camera in the clip, so if you made it this far in the video, it's like, hey, you get it now. So this next card here is the sun. It's a really beautiful card. I love it. The other keywords here. Oh, and the planet is the sun. But the keywords here, obviously, are positive vibes, warmth, and radiance. Abundance is irradiating down upon you as warm yellow rays illuminate your days with confidence and lighthearted fun. The sun is the source of life, and you are reflecting its positive vibes, attracting people towards you with whimsy and a sunny attitude. There is beauty in simplicity, small details creating life for the big picture. Take pleasure in the simple moments, whether it's taking a stroll, laughing with friends, or even just journaling haiku and random thoughts. Have some fun. The sun is a confirmation that you have sunnier days ahead of you, filled with optimism and enthusiasm. After experiencing gray skies and thunderstorms, you can now appreciate the good that is present at this time. You are equipped to handle any storm and move forward with assurance that you are on the right path. And my son Imhotep, was like confirming with everybody the message was true. That man said, meow. But nonetheless, fucking summertime, dog. Like, we here now. The last couple months been hell. I'm assuming not just for me. And it's not really hell. This is one of like every part of life has a hell and a heaven. You know, like it's happening in interchangeably. Like, you know, like I'm working out. Oh, this shit hurts in some areas, but it feels so good at the same time. Like if you cut one of the two off, you're not gonna experience the fullness of life. So you can't cut it. You can't cut the bad times up, because they make you appreciate the good in life. What? You can now appreciate the good that is present at this time. I was looking at that as I said that, but like I had the thought in my head before I looked at it. So don't judge me. Nonetheless, yeah, beauty and simplicity. It's right there, you know. It's just giving gratitude for the present moment, enjoying what has been given to you, allows room for abundance to flow. Forgiveness, acceptance, we're one and the same. They all take you to the place that you need to be. Which is why learning how to meditate and how to breathe is important. My Aquarius side just came out. I'm always trying to tell people to do, but not really though. I just be giving shit like, look bro, I learned this shit. It took me a minute to get it. So like, I'm not gonna just hold that information up. I'm gonna pass it on, you know, like, cause people pass me information. So it's like, obviously this is a thing that makes shit move smoothly. Like, be nice to people, cause you get that shit back. And that's all I want to do, just be love. That's all I was trying to do from the beginning, to be honest. Like, I named my first EP that I ever dropped Love. But like, I was like still operating from like trauma and like all this other shit growing up, and the fucking media and me being heavy dosed in music that I know I should have been listening to, and doing shit I knew I should have been doing. But at the same time, it's like, you live in a box, right? Like, you come out living in a box, so all you know is that box. And so when you come out that box and you're like seeing all these things that weren't in that box, it's like, these realities are different, and I don't know if I can condone all this information because I was taught something that was not this. Yeah, okay, what the fuck? And you go on just operating the same way that you lived in that box. That's literally everybody in your life. Like, I can't deny it. It's all there. Yo. And then you live in a box right now too, cause there's like a whole nother world that's coming up, and like, you just haven't been made aware to it yet, you know. But it's there, and it's coming, and you can't stop it. I mean, you can't stop it depending on the choices or actions that you decide to do, but you know how that goes. All right, the King of Wands is next, and remember that is in reverse. In reverse, baby. Hey, what's up? You're just staring at me like reverence. You can tell it was like in his eyes. He was like, yo. I do that with my cats too. I'll just be staring at them like, yo, y'all are so beautiful. What the fuck? Nonetheless, the King of Wands in reverse. The keywords here are shrewd, dictatorial. It's like a dictatorial. I don't know what the RIOL. Sorry, English language is weird. Domineering. Controlling and aggressive behavior can make for an oppressive experience with the King of Wands reversed. This is the attitude of my way or the highway, and it can create distrust when people feel they haven't been seen or listened to. Passion is fueled by fear instead of inspiration, and that can lead to jumpy and impulsive decision making. The King of Wands reverse warns you of taking people for granted in the pursuits of your goals. Manipulation and intimidation can be used to serve his agenda, with no intention of returning any favors. Expectations are set too high, and you are struggling to live up to these standards. Look at the big picture and see that maintaining healthy relationships is also a part of your vision. Evaluate your goals and what is most important to you. Can't make it up. Literally just said all that. I'm gonna put this right now. Yeah, I got all these crystals here, dog. Like, I like hella. I lost like a bunch, and then like my cat broke like this water bottle I had, and it had like crystals at the bottom of it. That shit was so nice. But nonetheless, like, all the crystals came out, obviously. So then I just have a whole bunch of them just everywhere. Nonetheless, I want to expound on this card again, because like I was just talking about this, but I noticed some things in here that were like, yeah, I can see that. I was literally saying like, my way or the highway. Like, I was literally just saying that I don't want it to be like that, because everybody has their own power set. You know, everybody has their own creative abilities, mindsets, thoughts, and they're different from mine. They're different from yours. So they all help from the big picture though. It's like, source is everything, you know. God is everything. God is this table, nigga. If I hit my hand against this table, it's like, what did God just teach me? Nigga, don't hit your hand on that table so hard next time. Yo, But like I see that with like my friends too, you know. And I see that with like people that I just meet that I don't know. It's like I be learning shit. I just be sitting there listening, dog. I really don't say anything. I don't talk much. If you know me and you've seen me before, like you'll notice that. Like I just be sitting there watching and listening and taking it all in. That's all I got here. Like, nigga, people be telling you shit. They be smart as fuck. You know, I'll be like, damn, nigga. and so you get a lot of information and stuff being like a dickhead and just be like, oh, you know, you might have some realness and some reality in what you're saying right now. And it's not just like some information that from my box wasn't always there, you know? I've been learning that. That's a lesson I've been learning, like, for like the last couple years. Well, I guess my lesson is more so just like, I hear the information, right? And I don't take the other side of it. Like, I take the I'm trying to see how to say this the right way. So like, there's the source perspective and there's the ego perspective. We call one the higher self and the lower self. One is like the personality type, because source is just everything, everybody. So it doesn't have personality because it's everything, everybody, all the time. And then your lower self is just like, I'm in this body, I came to ravage. Literally. So it's like I had to understand that perspective with people, because like I can't always be around certain people just because they're giving information out. Like, it still matters what the intent is, no matter the ego, like the personality. Like if the ego and personality is like not in check and it's just rampant, it's like if people are showing up like that, that's how they're gonna show up. You can't change people, you know. So like, but there are people who got their ego in check, and it's just like, okay, I can be around this person. Like, this person is like balanced, you know. That's the whole idea, balance, the yin and the yang, blah blah blah. You know shit. Yeah. What else is on this thing? I really looked at it. I was like, oh. Okay. Taking people for granted and the pursuit of goals. That's something that I had to learn as well. Sometimes you never really notice it because you're going at life and you're not being intentional. Like, you're not trying to hurt somebody. Like, it just is what it is. And like, you're on the pursuit of your goals and you're like, I'm trying to do this in this span of time so that I may be in this place. And then at the same instance, you're like ignoring family, you know. You're not paying attention to the people you spent time with before. And like, that shit, it does affect the soul. Like, you're like being nurtured in a certain sort of way, and your family isn't receiving that nurturing from you. Like, these are the people that you spawned here with. You know, so they have some relevancy. Trust and believe. It's a story there. But if you don't know your story, you don't know your life, and you don't have like the fullness. You don't have what you need to like keep going. Well, I mean, you do have what you need to keep going. Some people's families are crazy. I'm like, I like that doesn't exist. But yeah. But like, you know, knowing your dad, knowing your mom, like, say if you didn't know them at all, you wouldn't really know your background. But if you know your dad and your mom and you got information from them physically, like, you would know something, you know. So think about, like, if you know more, you're like, oh, okay, I am these niggas. Literally both of them. You know, tied into one person, and some things cancel themselves out because, you know, like, whatever. And then you cancel things out because you're like yourself still at the end of the day. But yeah, it's just, you know, that that you know, taking people for granted in pursuit of goals, like, it hurts in the long run. It really does. And like I say, hey, we've all been like that way for, you know, I've experienced it in somebody else's world, like, or like we were friends at one moment in time, and then they just disappeared. I'm like, oh well, okay. But it's like cool because like I understand, like I ain't tripping. Life is life, you know. But still friends, still people, still cool. And if I see you out there, like, what's up, man? You know what I mean? My ass is sleepy. It's partially the music. Yeah, if I was playing something else, then I would be all over the place, jumping up and down and shit. Okay, so this is another thing. Gender. Well, I was about to say gender. I was about to say fluid. Something fluid. Tarot is fluid. So with that being said, you know, some things aren't like supposed to be taken for face value. So manipulation and intimidation can be used to serve his agenda. So his is representing like a masculine energy. So that's more so like you physically going to do something. So like if you physically are going out and manipulating and intimidating, it's like in your masculine format. So that could be like you manipulating your time, you intimidating yourself just based off of what you're supposed to be doing physically, because you're the next thing it says you're trying to serve your agenda, right? So your agenda can be you like just trying to get enjoyment out of something. So you're manipulating and your time to do that. Like I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. It's like first you identify like say we're in the Bible, right? There are like Bible verses that say things as like this man walks over to this house, and in this house he sees gold sitting on the table. It's like it's not that actually. It's more so like the house is like where your destination is, right? And the destination has gold on the table. And the destination, again, doesn't have to be a physical destination. It can also just be like a mental destination. And if you go in there, you find gold, you know. It's like doing meditation every day, or like yoga, or like doing your work, and like a place where you just go in your zone and you like communicate with yourself. It's just like, yeah. Spirit just took that out from me. I guess I'm supposed to go back to what I was saying before and trying to articulate it better. Another thing I picked up was like, you know, tarot doesn't always just front value. I keep saying that. So with that being said, there's another side of it where it's like there's someone physically in your arena right now in your life who is trying to manipulate you and intimidate you to be, do, or see something else, or not see your face value for what, you know, like you're a very valuable individual. Everyone is. So it's all about tapping into it, you know. But some people are just assholes. Like some people they're like inherent assholes where like people don't even realize what they're doing, and like you can usually tell that because like you can see that's how they think about and how they move. Like that's just them. And even though we know it's not right, like, you know, it is what it is. But then there are some people who are just like bent over the fact that they don't have what you have, and will try to manipulate you and intimidate you and your energy and push you away from that, and be like they hold some sort of power because they're your friend, and they, you know, they have conversation, like versus somebody who's just randomly coming up the street saying like, you're ugly. It's like your friends saying like, ooh, you're ugly, and like they're your friend and they've been your friend for like 10 years, and like I'm really just creating a picture here. So give me a moment. They've been your friend for 10 years, and then they come and they're like saying shit about like your life and how you approach life, but you know that you both know that that's not how it really is. That's really just them not having enough confidence in themselves, so they go and attack other people because they don't have that in themselves. And like, they know this information, they know it, nigga, they know it, it's written all over their face. Some people are just like that. So this is to say, like, we are all like reaching a new space. Some of us aren't, because we took the other path. You know, the other path is just like, oh, I'm not gonna take accountability for anything, and I'm just gonna go pillage everything. You know, it's like there's two different paths you could have took, and like, you know, one is more abundant, and then one just takes from your soul because you take from other people. You know, so it's like, be careful of that, because it can leave a burn on you. You know, like, protect yourself. And this goes for like everybody who's listening. I'm feeling that, like, if you're here, you're energetically aligned to this moment. And so I'm not feeling like there's not a person who's not watching this who needs to hear that. Pay attention to who you have around you, the things that they're saying, the things that they're doing, because all that shit matters. All of it matters. Like, one of the YouTubers I used to watch, she'd be like, I'm not trying to be like a dark lala. I was like, what the fuck is a dark lala? And he was like, just referring to like going to the dark side of the conversation, where it's just like, I mean, everything ain't like, you know, nice and clouds and shit. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like that. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. So, there's like one more thing. If I buy no, alright, buying no dog. Look at the big picture and see that maintaining healthy relationships is also part of your vision. Evaluate your goals and what is most important to you. This is all about laying foundations down, baby. About foundations. And foundations are important for sustaining your future. Very much so. Spirit was giving me a long message, so I'm really just trying to see how I can translate that. So yeah, I'm just gonna go off based off the last sentence. Evaluating your goals and what is most important to you is good for laying the foundation. So the foundation is gonna carry you through the rest of this year. And then as you continue to lay the foundation down, there will become a moment in time where you look back and the foundation is done. And you start building the rest of the house. Which is like what we're here for, you know. We're here to complete the 100% of our character. And that character is just like, okay, next one. I want to do something else now. And it also could be in anything else too. So it's like, it's not just like your lifespan. It's also like lifespans of doing things. Like, certain things in your life have to come to an end so that things can be started. And that those things before laid the foundations, those other things could be started. And sometimes, you know, like in life would be like, why am I not at this a specific place that I really want to be? And it's because like you're laying down a foundation, whether that's like an energetic foundation, a foundation of like emotional foundation, physical foundation, financial foundation. Like before, if like if you look at the stories of people who didn't have money and they came into money, it wasn't just like an overnight process. And if it was, it's because of whatever they were doing to attract whatever high vibrational thing happened. Yeah. So like, you know, people learned how to get rich, but they wasn't always rich. They were learning how to get there. They were falling on their face. Because without pain, there is no growth. It's like, if I fall on my skateboard, I'm gonna learn how to not fall. And I might scratch myself up or like line on my body, but I'm gonna get back up. And I always know that I'm protected because 1, spiritually protected, 2, physically protected because I take care of myself. Like my intuition, my reaction speed. Like if I'm falling, I'll look for the route that will protect me first and foremost, because I can't hurt myself. The board's secondary. So I gotta land first. And I'm surrounding my area. I'm looking around my area all at once, all the time, looking at the cracks on the ground so I don't fall. But if I am falling, it's like, okay, that means now. I'm zoomed into the moment, 100%. Land on my hands with my feet. Grab my board from like sliding wherever it's going. And hop back on that bitch and keep driving. Driving. And I'm trying not to say bitch. When I say bitch, it don't be like, I'm not saying it in like a derogatory way. I'm saying it more so, and it's like, I'm describing an item. I describe items. It's the weirdest thing as that word. But I know like deep down, like, I'm not gonna be using it. I'm truly just getting it out of my system, to be honest. It's like, some things just aren't meant to be reclaimed. You know, it's just like, why even? But like, at the same time, I understand, like, shit. I understand both sides, I really do. Well, that's my dilemma, bruh. I'd be like, which things could I hold on to? Yeah, so we're not done though. It's like vibing out. That's the important part. That's the thing I've been trying to gain all the time, is just learn how to equally balance myself and, like, you know, trying to bring a message, you know. But at the same time, I was just like, you know, fuck this. I'm just gonna be me, nigga. And you have to kiss my ass in the most respectful way ever. Oh my god, that's my personality. Which I'm such a greatest stuff. That's really bad. I'm gonna make a website soon. I'm already on it, actually. Yeah, it's about that time. It's really just like, I'm gonna create my foundation. Instagram, YouTube, they're not gonna stop me. Nope, they're not. I know this shit. Like, I know, like, Instagram, YouTube, they keep fucking shit out. It's like, me drop a video of like me dancing, right? With some super ratchet music or some shit. And like, that's gonna get 10K views. Just to believe. But like, they don't be trying to share shit that's like meaningful. Sometimes they just really be like on some fake shit. Try to just have like cards. Excuse me. I mean, we already know that that's what
it came out. It literally came out. So it was really like, you can't block shit that's already known. It's already there, dog. Everybody already knows about it. Instagram shut down for a whole day, and a lady came out talking about how Instagram literally is just festering and feeding off negative energy, and that's the only thing that really gets popular on there. Like, everybody's seen that, so they try to block information like that out, but I don't really care, dog. Honestly, I'm really just trying to get the message across that, like, this is here, this is happening. And we already know that. So I say that often because, like, I want them to know that it's not just me. It's like, everyone knows it. So it's like, at some point in time, you're gonna have to just let shit be free will and let people communicate how they want to communicate. And so you can't really block it out. Like, if you're talking about you, like, bro, we all in this together. We can work together. Like, why the fuck work against each other? Like, for the planet's sake, god damn it, nigga. Stop trying to fight everybody. Why are you trying to create war everywhere? Like, name of this video, remember? Love isn't lost. It's in everybody, you know? So we can create a world that's like, we can be proud about in an instant by stopping the fuck shit. Like, we all know it don't work. We all see what's happening. Like, what's the point? What are you trying to prove at this point? What is it? Like, I don't get it. But anywho, I'll be mad about that subject. I'm not gonna lie, you know. And I hope they don't block this video. I'm feeling like they're not. But, you know, should be happening. I'm not gonna act like it's not. Oh shit. Anyways, I'm such a kid. Flirtation. I pulled 3 cards from my Oracle of the Radiant Sun. I normally just do 1 because it'd be so long. But I'm just gonna actually do 3 because, like, I just feel like, why the fuck not? Oh, I just remembered something. I didn't show y'all the last card from the other reading. The other deck, I mean. It's still the same reading. So everything's intertwined, interconnected. Yeah, so these cards that I'm working with now, they're the more intricate ones again. They have the sign and the planet, and they have the numerology to it too. This card is called Flirtation. You see it's got the sun in the back. Yeah, that's summertime, baby. Venus, you know my song. I just dropped. Go check it out if you don't. Yeah, it's all loving, it's all union coming together. Like the planet as a whole again. So, like, that's why they're not gonna block it out, because it's like, I mean, the most y'all can be is ashamed, but like, damn, nigga, y'all trying to destroy the planet too? Like, again, let's just work together. Stop being fucking idiots. Please. Yeah. So, Venus and Sagittarius. Venus, wow. Love, planet of love. And Sagittarius, which is optimism and adventure. My rising is actually Sagittarius. A traveling minstrel serenades a beautiful young huntress. The lute symbolizes the pleasure-loving nature of Venus, and the bow, the far-seeking adventurousness of Sagittarius. The lute. That's not an instrument that I see very often, so when I saw that word, I was just like, excuse me? What's that? But then I remember it, like, because we actually had one on the 3rd floor. Yeah, that's funny as fuck. I was literally just sitting up there. Alright. I'm just trying to tap into that my damn self. It's crazy because, like, The feminine side has the bow, the far-seeking adventurousness of Sagittarius. So it's like the girl is like Sagittarius, and the lute symbolizes the pleasure-loving nature of Venus. So like the guy is like Venus in a way, even though it's like kind of backwards in a sense. But like it's like they're carrying each other in a sense. So there's union in both ways. Yeah. Anywho, personal. When Venus is in Sagittarius, it describes someone who is philosophical and fair, honest and true in relationships, in contrast to the nature of the preceding sign. So I got a bit of a list because of my gap. I know I'll be hearing this sometimes, but I don't be trying to trip about it though. Venus in Scorpio, see page 77, which is secretive and brooding. Sagittarius is open and free-speaking with regard to love matters. Venus Sagittarians share all thoughts with a loved one, even if sometimes they are a little too frank for comfort. Speaking the truth as they see it, they constantly have to be cautious that their honesty is not just too blunt. Venus Sagittarians are loyal but need plenty of freedom within a relationship and allow this to their partners too. Saying what they think makes for a great deal of flirtatious conversation, which titillates the Sagittarian love of adventure. Close relationships with people from abroad are indicated by this card, and people with this aspect are attracted to the learned or the worldly wise. In love, their ideals are high, and they might spend time trying to convert loved ones to their personal philosophy. Religious thought and action, in the broadest sense, could be prominent. So I'm going to discuss certain aspects of that before I move on. Something I noticed was like, it's like they have a pull to each other in their interaction with each other. It's like one might push, while the other one's like, oh, okay, I'm moving away, but like not in a negative way, you know. And the other one was like pulling, like pushing against the other one, and like in their interaction. So I'm just gonna give an example so I can explain that in a more understood way. But like to the core of it, like sometimes I feel like I be saying shit and like even I don't get it. But I get it at the same time, but like there's like another thing I'm trying to say in my mind, but that's what comes out. Nonetheless, Venus Sagittarians are loyal but need plenty of freedom within a relationship and allow this to their partners. It's like that's the push and pull right there. Like he's still loyal, so I'm still running to you, but like still need plenty of freedom within a relationship. And sorry, my foot's like rubbing against the chair. He's like, damn, I think it's farting. Nope. Yo, I'm so funny. Yeah, but need plenty of freedom within a relationship and allow this to their partners too. Yeah, because it's just like shit. That's healthy, you know. It's like when you give space and allow for people to have space when they need it, like especially if they're going through shit. Like if you're in a relationship, like sometimes a nigga be needing to cry, nigga. Life is life. Let the emotion out, but sometimes it be like space is needed. It's temporary. Or like whenever you're like tripping or something, like y'all have an argument, like space is necessary. Okay, so speaking the truth as they see it, they constantly have to be cautious that their honesty is not just too blunt. Yeah, that's definitely a good way to enter into a relationship. Like, it's giving, being able to balance yourself in a certain way so that the energy is potent, you know? So it's like, instead of me dogging you out about what you got going on, like, no one's fucking perfect, you know? We all know this. Everybody got their thing. So, you know, there's an effective way that you can communicate with people to tell them to do something and still have it be respectful. You know, it's like that good old, yo, I feel like you could not say that. You know, to make sure that. And it like the completely toxic way. Yo, that's funny as fuck. I was thinking about that in my head. Like, if I could say this the toxic way, it'd be like, if you don't stop doing that shit, motherfucker, I'm gonna hit you. And then, but like the other way it says like, what is it? What was I about to say? Yeah, the other way it says it's just like, yo, I'm not really impressed by that interaction that keeps happening. You know, it's not very healthy. It makes me feel weird. I'm not trying to attack you though, but you know, I just feel like I had to speak up about how I feel. That's important. That's like the balanced way. You know? Okay, let's see. I'm over here thinking about like, how do I want to edit this video? I'm not even reading the damn book. Yo, I'm fucking hilarious. Anyways, I'm gonna continue on because I don't want to hold this up any longer. There is, when this card is selected in the reading, a possibility of marriage or a relationship with someone from another country. Often this comes through a meeting at a university or other learning institution. Women who choose this card usually seek a heroic, adventurous kind of partner, a romantic Indiana Jones figure. I guess that one was more so just spot on. That was for somebody out there, or a couple people actually. I mean, it is that time, so I mean, union or not union, but it all depending on like what you do in life. Like, what are you doing? Are you treating people bad? You're not gonna be in union doing shit like that. You're just gonna be in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. With pitchforks. You be like, oh damn, why is this thing? Nigga, they're pitchforks. Anyways, events, a foreign lover or holiday romance that blossoms, a marriage abroad, a lighthearted flirtation just for the adventure. So those are events for like, you know, where those things could happen. And since, you know, people are traveling, everybody's traveling, they're going different places, you know, it makes sense that that happens. Venus, baby, drive me crazy. Off the wall, you have it all. Yo, that's really what that song is about, to be completely honest. I be writing so many love songs, and it's just, I don't even be writing them about nobody. I just be happy about life, nigga. Although I can't really say that for some of them. I'm not gonna lie. Look. So I like what I like. Like, shine like a flying arrow. I had to walk over. Anyways, let me continue on. Control. This looks like a very, what do you call that card? Not a card, but my interaction. Or feeling more so. It's like very deep and wise and wisdom. it's like, oh damn, you being controlling as hell. And now you getting whipped by the gods. They're interacting through the old people. And then again, I don't know. I'm just overlooking. Actually, I'm not overlooking. I be picking up shit. It just wouldn't be. Sometimes I pick up shit and I'm like, but what do you mean? It's interesting. I'm learning this my damn self at this exact moment. But like, I be knowing deep down at the same time. Anyways, Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter is gain, Capricorn is duty. This chair makes me sound like I'm a classic guest all the time. Perseverance. Oh, this is Zeus. Crazy. Jupiter. That makes sense. The Jupiter is Aquarius, the planet for Aquarius, I think. I'm not wrong. Either that or is I'm forgetting the name. Anyways, the creator god Zeus, for Jupiter. Feet resting on the world, looks down at his work. Cherubim carry the canopy of the sky above the verdant earth. Below, the Ouroboros, a serpent with its tail in its mouth, guards the earth, a symbol of time, eternity, and the universe. The Ouroboros is obviously the snake that be eating its tail that we all see. It represents infinity, and just like life and death. Like he's eating his own tail, but like his head is like where life is at. I know I'm speaking a lot, speak low sometimes, so I'm gonna edit this video like an audio portion and whatnot. So I don't even know what I'm saying. Anyways, the creator god is Zeus inside Jupiter. I want to look that planet up. But again, it means gain. So the feet resting on the world, you know, he's glad to gain the world. He looks down at his work. He's like, yes, I just gained this world that I made. So that's you're the creator in your own world, right? So like you're about to look down the creation that you've been making, like I said earlier, with your foundation that you were laying down this whole entire time. And now you're about to be done with large parts of it. So now or just finished, you know, in certain areas of life. And you go create other shit. For infinity. The thing about that aspect is like, oh, so it just never stops ending? Nobody. You just keep being reborn. Reborn, baby, but you're still God. Yeah. Anyways, let me not get too locked into that. Personal. People with Jupiter and Capricorn feel an ever-demanding ambition to improve life and status by taking on positions of responsibility. They find fruitful and satisfying areas of life in which they are able to exercise care and judgment in decision-making. Achievement is important for Jupiter-sized Capricorn well-being, and they aspire to positions of authority. Makes sense. Their achievements lead people with this planet-sized sign combination to take on a prominent position in the community. They have the potential to become a pillar of society, and a strong ethical or religious sense will be important to them and to other people's image of them. I read that as if this was something else that needed to be said. This card reveals excellent prospects for public office and positions of power. However modest, there is always present a danger that ambition can interfere with home and family life. Like we said earlier, like, you know, your ambition to be driving you so far forward and you're just like not paying attention to family and other things. The negative side of this card can be a stubborn sticking to the letter of the law in situations that demand a more flexible approach. This rigid attitude taken to extremes can also show as miserliness in small matters. That's such a weird word. Can also show as miserliness in small matters alongside excessive extravagance in large ones. That one is a bit I'll have to read that again. Hold up. The negative side of this card can be a stubborn sticking to the letter of the law in situations that demand more flexible approach. That makes sense. This rigid attitude taken to extremes can also show as miscellaneous in small matters along excessive extravagance in large ones. So I guess it's just the word miscellaneous that's really taking it out of context for me, because I don't know what the fuck that shit means. But I can also take the context clues and see that like the negative side can be like you being a stubborn asshole and not taking a more flexible approach with yourself, that you can actually get through things. And then you take that rigid attitude to an extreme, and you don't allow yourself to change, which in small matters alongside excessive extravagance in large ones. So like, and I read that, I know I said that weird because I didn't pause, but like, in small matters alongside excessive extravagance in large ones. So like, you're not being flexible in your approach with everything. You're taking the same energy for everything instead of like I'm washing some dishes, bro. I'm not finna be doing the Olympic Park shit as I'm washing some dishes. I'm washing these dishes and then I'm finna go work out. All right, 2 different energies, but I'm not doing the same shit for both. Nah, I mean. Laugh at your jokes more. You're a funny motherfucker. Also keeps like yourself healthy too. Smoking be making me sneeze sometimes. Like, oh, all this smoking, one place. Before I go on, I want to say something about smoking. I be seeing like stuff on Instagram and stuff. They're like, smoking is bad, smoking is bad, smoking is this, smoking is bad. I really just see it as like, it's an herb. You know, it's like this herb is going to heal me so that I can heal myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it puts you in the mindset that provides the energy that you need to really just be like, alright, I can touch this button right here, turn this knob inside of my soul, and I have less tension in that area, which deplete whatever I'm going through in that area of my body. And I can be more attached to my higher self and be able to be like, alright, subconscious, here's what I want you to change, so that my conscious mind and my more physical like body can be like, all right, I'm operating off what's back there, my engine, my subconscious engine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta like it over here, listen. Anyways, this next card is called Indecision. It's Venus and Libra. Venus is love, Libra is sense of justice and beauty. Libra lies between the gentle perfection of Virgo and the dramatic emotions of Scorpio. The constellation of the Virgin contrasts with the sting of the Scorpion. The hourglass shows time, representing the eternal Libran dilemma in finalizing a decision. Yeah. So Libra lies between the gentle perfection of my God, I'm speaking in a way that's like, I'm reading it as if it's another language, because the French shit, I'm like, I'm over like Virgo, and like, not in that way, but like in a different way. And then just like my accent is like trying to say that. It's just like, yo, this verbiage. Libra lies between the gentle perfection of Virgo and the dramatic emotions of Scorpio. The constellation of the Virgin contrasts with the sting of the Scorpion. I'm trying to decipher what that means myself. I know I say that a lot, but some of these things be it's like I'm picking up on so much information all at once, and I guess it's like it means all those things that I'm picking up on. It's like, which one do I say though? That's really what it be. Alright, so I'm gonna just start with the first part and just decipher one bit at a time. So Libra lies between the gentle perfection of Virgo. That's like saying like Virgo is holding Libra up. Virgo is the blanket, the bed. And the dramatic emotions of Scorpio. Libra lies between the gentle perfection of Virgo and the dramatic emotions of Scorpio. So it's like you're lying on the bed, but you're crying on the bed, and that's like a representation of like what I was saying earlier. Like you can't have the enjoyment without pain. It's like one and the same. It's like you're skateboarding, you're enjoying yourself, but falling is a part of the game, which is why people wear shit so that if they do fall, and when they do fall, because no one's perfect, shit happens, they're okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's really why I be wearing these pants a lot. Like skateboarding with these pants, they're plush, so like I'll be protecting my knees and other parts of my body. I'm trying to find more like this, but I gotta go online, I guess. Nonetheless, I need to drink some water. Most definitely. So this is the last card anyway, so I'm gonna be wrapping it up anyway. We're 1 hour and 21 minutes in. Talking about dedication, because like I actually give a fuck. I care. That's like what people might say. Oh my god, people be just talking. They just say shit, dog. It's like you can't help but to be seen a certain way if like shit ever goes down in your life. Like someone's gonna have a viewpoint. Like even when you're doing like your normal shit, like working a job, like people are gonna be like, oh, he works a job. Oh my god. Like nigga, I'm working a job, dude. What I'm supposed to be doing? You know, like people are gonna say shit about everything. But just be yourself at the end of the day, because that's what I'm really trying to say. I know that it happens for everybody. Man, me being an intuitive, I just be hearing conversations, dog, and I just be like, these people are crazy. Not even like everybody's crazy, duh, everybody's crazy, but like some people just be taking it extra far, dog. They're just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Alright, anyways, I'm going to read the last part of this again. The hourglass shows time representing the eternal labyrinth dilemma and finalizing a decision. If I ever just stop talking, it's because I'm receiving a message and like I'll be listening to it. Hey, it's so soft. You say hello. Anyways, I thought that was really cute. No, she's like patting me on the side. She's like, pick me up. Come on. Hello. Hello. I ran out of storage space, so, and I was still talking. I was reading, like I was almost done with the reading, and I had to go and check like where I stopped off, and I was like, yo, I was turned in this direction for so long that I didn't recognize that the camera was just like done. I had to offload some app. It was like taking up a lot of space. I just downloaded it though. It's that shit called, it's a game, Diablo. That's what it was. But it's cool. It's just like I gotta have the space for this. This is more important. Still a cool game though. I enjoy like being able to at least kind of choose what I want to be in a game. The game just making you have to be something. And I was like, okay. I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be like that sometimes. So. Anyways, I'm going to read the last part that I didn't read. Below the Ouroboros, a serpent with its tail in its mouth guards the earth, a symbol of time, eternity, and the universe. Pretty much said and done. So personal. People with Jupiter in Capricorn feel an ever-demanding ambition to improve life and status by taking on positions of responsibility. They mind fruitful and satisfying areas in life in which they are able to exercise care and judgment and decision-making. Achievement is important for Jupiter Capricorn well-being, and they aspire to positions of authority. Their achievements lead people with this planet sign combination to take on a prominent position in the community. This is like, basically, you take all everything I just said and sum it up to the fact that you are evolving right now and you are taking on another form, and that new form is going to bring you to a new world if you are coming into union with yourself, which means that you're watching this. They have the potential to become a pillar of society, and a strong ethical or religious sense will be important to them and to other people's image of them. This card reveals excellent prospects for public office and positions of power, however modest. There is always present a danger that ambition can interfere with home and family life, and this may become an area of conflict. The negative side of this card can be stubborn sticking to the letter of the law in situations that demand a more flexible approach. This rigid attitude taken to extremes can also show a miserliness, I don't know how to pronounce that, in small matters alongside excessive extravagance in large ones. So, I explained the first part of that. It's like, we have the potential to become the pillar of society. So with that being said, it's like there are going to be different things that come into play. It like reveals that you're actually a prospect for like whatever position that you're going for. Position of power. That's the position of like where you want to be. That's where you feel powerful. There's always present a danger though in anything that you do, and especially with ambition. Like it can interfere with home and family life, and this may become an area of conflict. The negative side of this card can be stubborn sticking to the letter of the law in situations that demand a more flexible approach. So this is like saying that you need to switch the game up and like go on a more flexible approach. Because like let's say you have two situations. If you're like making cereal, or if you're like sitting there like working out, don't use the same energy that you're using to work out to make your cereal. I just imagine that in my head, dog. That's a hilarious scene. And nigga just like, bowl, milk, cereal, and he's just like doing everything, extra energy, like it's hard and heavy, like nigga sweating. Yo, that's a funny ass scene. Yeah, it's like be more flexible, that would help with maintaining energy so that you don't burn out, because you're laying down your foundation right now and it requires you to push, but you want to be so tired that you don't finish building the foundation so you can start walking. You know what I mean? Not bad. Not again, not getting my bad. You know that night. When this card appears in a reading, it often indicates a need to take on full responsibility for one's current position and apply control in order to extricate oneself from a difficult situation. So, it's like taking accountability. Once you take accountability, you move on from everything you took accountability for. It's like, okay. Take accountability for like, oh yeah, I'm awesome, oh shit, yeah, and I'm gonna go flex this awesomeness, and then you just take accountability, you're like, oh okay, I'm awesome. So like, you're awesome, okay, what am I gonna do with this awesomeness? You know what I'm saying? And if you're sitting there like, no, I don't know what you're saying, I'll explain. When this card appears in a reading, it often indicates a need to take on full responsibility for one's current position and apply control in order to extricate oneself from a difficult situation. So say like you're in a money bind, right? So you're like, all right, what can I do to make money? You know, at a particular moment in time, like you need to buy something important. How are you gonna take full responsibility for your current situation and take control of your life so that you can pick yourself up and work yourself out of the difficult position? You know, like you're in a difficult situation, you don't want to be in it, obviously. So it's like time to stand up in certain areas of your life and being like, okay, if I really want to make it to where I'm trying to make it to, I gotta get up and do it. I gotta do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? All the way. Events: taking on a responsible position in the organization, achieving recognition for lengthy and patient work, a politician or business tycoon, a prominent figure in the religious community. I see religious, it's just more so like spiritual nature things of life. Like there's like two sides to everything. It's like the physical and the spiritual. Like physical is like, okay, there's a market field. Like I'm selling my butters. Like I don't sell butters, but I saw my friend's butter over there. So I was like, yeah, you know, it's like that's physical, and the spiritual realm is like, okay, like community and like understanding the deeper parts of ourselves, and then coming together and enjoying each other's version of ourselves. So you know, that's like what's going on, like community-based shit. Like the summertime, obviously, it's in the air, you know. But yeah, it's just when things are high vibrating, shit does happen though. So like, remember to stay protected and like don't do shit where like you know it can have a potential bad side to it. Like trust your gut, trust your intuition, because you'd rather be safe than sorry. But you gotta train your intuition though. You really gotta get it to a good place so that you can understand what's being said and not just looped out mind like my person is. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything in the reading. This video has gotten long as shit, and I don't want to hold y'all up, but I also want to give y'all the reading. And just to say, I watch like tarot and like other people, and their videos be like an hour and like 30 minutes long, but I'll sit there and watch the whole entire thing because like it's information in there, and if you just pass up the information, like you never know, you know what I mean? Like you really will never know what was said. So you know that it's information everywhere. This quote about eating the meat and spitting out the bone is hilarious to me, but like it's true. It's like everybody is attached to source, so therefore they have information, but sometimes it don't be like said the right way, you know what I mean, or like in a good place, like because ego is the other side of it that comes into play, and ego is more so about your personality, not like a bad thing. It's not like it can be a bad thing. It's just more so explaining a part of yourself that already exists, and it's not like it can't not exist. It's gonna exist because it's like, how the fuck else you gonna be yourself when your ego is your personality, you know? This cat. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this guy up because I'm gonna post it obviously tonight, and I'm tired. Yeah, I've been working every day. It's like, it's a different type of work though. It's not like working on yourself and then actually working the job. That's what I'm like saying. But like, rest is coming. So everybody's gonna be able to rest. Good night, folks, and good morning.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this.